Mataji, can I start?
Yeah, start. Let's start.
Yes. Magnagnatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuromilitam Yena
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayan Rupa Kadamahyam Dadadi Swapadandikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuda Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubrasya Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna.
Suddenly
Yeah, the connection going. That's what I realized. Anyway, so now we have come to which chapter?
18.
18th. How many chapters are there in Bhagavad Gita?
18.
18. So we have come to the last chapter. So this this is a very big chapter. 78 slokas are there. So it might take about 3 weeks. Once we finish this, we will complete Bhagavad Gita reading once. Okay. So this chapter is called Conclusion, the Perfection of Renunciation. The name of this chapter is that. And this chapter is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts. And we'll go one by one. So the first one. Share screen. Yeah. So, Bhagavad Gita chapter 18. Till now, we have been discussing various types of yoga. Karma yoga, Jnana yoga, Bhakti yoga. And Krishna has been explaining about all these yogas. And finally, in whatever he is telling, he was telling that the supremacy is the highest yoga is Bhakti yoga. And he very much emphasized on it throughout. He was telling Bhakti yoga, whatever yoga you do, whatever activity you do, you have to do Bhakti. Bhakti yoga is the highest yoga. So this chapter, all these things he has been telling in the last 17 chapters. So now in this chapter, he is going to give an overview of all these 17 chapters. In first 1 to 6 chapters, Karma Yoga, he talked about the art of doing karma, doing prescribed duty as an offering to the Supreme in the mood of renunciation. That means he's always telling, never give up your work. We should do our duty, and we should do it as an offering to the Krishna with a detachment. So And he is very clear, don't renounce the work, but renounce the result of the work. That's what we have to do. That means, because Krishna said, leave everything, we should not say, I'm not going to do anything, I'll sit idle. Krishna said, don't do. Krishna never said that. Krishna says, you do your duty, but don't look at the result of the duty. The essential and conclusive instruction of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is bhakti only. That means whatever we do, we have to do it as bhakti to Krishna or as a devotional service to the Supreme Lord. And Krishna concludes Bhagavad Gita that bhakti and that bhakti should be to the Krishna is the ultimate. Spiritual principles, that means we should adopt all the spiritual principles every human being should follow. Every human being should follow. Only one thing what any human being should follow is bhakti. The knowledge, whatever is told in the Vedas, and by following that, we should keep that Krishna is the ultimate. And we have to surrender to Krishna. That is the ultimate goal of life. Surrendering to Krishna is the ultimate. Yeah, first sloka. Who is reading the first sloka?
Mataji, can I read Mataji Rohan?
Yeah, read.
Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasa Mahabaho Tattvam Ichayam Veditam Tyagasya Cha Rishikesha Pratakkeshi Nishudhana. Translation. Arjuna said, O mighty armed one, I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation, Tyaga, and the renounced order of life, Sannyasa. O killer of Kesi, demon, master of all senses. Hare Krishna.
O mighty armed one, I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation. Renunciation is tyaga. He wants to understand. Arjuna says to Krishna, I want to understand the purpose of doing tyaga and of renounced order of the sannyasi. So he also wants to understand the order of the sannyasi. He is doing sannyasism is correct or not. O killer of the Kesi demon, master of the senses. While asking this question, we have been learning from the beginning one thing, that we should always ask the Guru questions, but we have to be very obedient while asking questions. We should not be arrogant while asking questions. So we should ask in a very polite tone. So here, Arjuna also is asking in such a polite question, saying, master of senses. He is accepting that Krishna is the master of all the senses. That means whatever, all the senses, whatever we have, it is all because of the blessings of Krishna. So, and also, why Krishna, Arjuna is comparing Krishna here with Kesi as the killer of Kesi demon is very simple. Because Krishna killed the demon called Kesi. That means here, when Arjuna has raised a doubt, he wants Krishna to kill those doubts. So the way Krishna has killed the Kesi demon, Arjuna wants Krishna to kill his doubts also. So, so here, basically Arjuna is asking about what is sannyasi and who is a tyagi. And Krishna is going to tell us that sannyasi is a renounced order of life. That means, sannyasi means it is not that a sannyasi will be wearing orange clothes and moving around. He has to renounce, like when he is a brahmachari, he should act as a brahmachari. When he is a gruhastu, he should act as a gruhastha. When he is a vanaprastha, he should be like a vanaprastha. So that is what tyagi is, spirit of renunciation. That means when, like just now as I told, when we are in different stages of life, The spirit with which we are executing that life is what is important. The spirit, that means we should not do it in self-interest. We should do it in the for Krishna. Although all this, what is sannyasi, what is tyagi, although all this Krishna has, Arjuna has already heard, still some of the doubts he is clearing them. Because why he compared with Casey demon is, doubts are like demons. The moment we have a doubt and we don't get it clarified, it keeps bothering us. It will not allow us to stay peaceful. And so Arjuna wants to get the doubt cleared and then lead a peaceful life. So because Krishna is the killer of the demons, he is calling Krishna as Kesi, killer of the Kesi demon. Yeah. Second one. Harshit, read. Oh.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sri Bhagavan Umacha Pamayam Karmanam Anasam Sanyasam Kavayo Viduhu Sarva Karma Phalathyagam Prahustyagam Vikanksha Sanaha. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the giving up of activities that are based on material desire is what great learned men call the renowned order of life, sannyasa, and giving up the results of all activities is what the wise call renunciation, tyaga.
Yeah. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the giving up of activities that are based on material desires is what great learned men call the renounced order of life. And giving up the results of all activities is what the wise call renunciation. So here what Krishna is telling is, giving up of activities that are based on material desire. That means whatever we are doing, we should not do the activities which are going to give us material benefits, which are going to fulfill our material benefits. And what great learned men call the renounced order of sannyasi. That means whatever activities a sannyasi does, he does not look for the material benefit. He does it as a duty. And giving up the results of all activities is what the wise call renunciation. And not doing anything, giving up the result of activity. See, first one is, not doing activity is wrong. First one is he is not doing things for material benefit. That is what we should do. And a tyagi, he does not look at the results of the activity, what the wise call renunciation. Okay, this is a very important sloka as it defines what is sannyasi and what is tyagi. Activities or karmas are of two types. One is nitya karma. That means regular activity. That means daily obligatory duties as prescribed by the scriptures. That means if you are a student, you have your regular activities. A grohastha will have his own regular activities. A sannyasi will have his own regular activities. Similarly, a Brahmin will have different kind of regular activities. A Kshatriya will have different activities. So, a Paisa will have different and a Sudra will have different. So, based on our situation or position, everybody will have different kinds of activities. Second, that is the first one. The second kind is kamya karma. That means the name itself shows kamya means desire. As one does this karma to fulfill their material desires. So, as per our varna, we have to do some duties and these karmas one does to achieve some desires is called kami karma. So, when a gruhastha does, if he leave gruhastha, you are a student. As a student, you have to do your duty of studying. So, why you are studying is, why you should study is to get knowledge, to improve yourself. That should be your desire. Your desire for studying should not be to win over your friend. My friend got 90%, so I have to get 95%. That should never be the spirit. You have to study for improving your knowledge, and automatically your marks will automatically improve. That's how it should be. So we should be very clear on having the desires. Our desire should be as per the scriptures. Scripture says at this age you should do this. A gruhastu has to earn money for what? For maintaining his society, for family, for maintaining the society, for taking care of various responsibilities. His earning should not be for minting money and for giving lot of money to his children. It should not be like that. That is called kami karma. What the sannyasi, what he does is he gives up the kami karma and he will be doing only nitya karma. That means as per the scriptures, what he is supposed to do, he will do. Even a gruhastu can be a sannyasi by following the scriptures. So, and giving up the result of the activities, what they are doing is a tyagi. Whatever results come up are given up and are called tyaga. By giving up those is called tyaga. Yeah. Pushkar, will you read?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
त्याज्यं दोषवद् इत्येके कर्मा प्राहुर्मनसिनः यज्ञादानतपः कर्म नात्यज्यम् इति कपरे. Translation. Some learned men declare that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty, yet other sages maintain the acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance should never be abandoned.
Some learned man declared that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty. Yet other sages maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance should never be abandoned. So here there are various in different kinds of things, different learned people say. So this is the second opinion about tyaga. That means some feel that doing karma, one might get some harm, like see, the moment you start acting, there is a chance that we will be hurting somebody. Like a Kshatriya does a war, he will automatically kill somebody. So he should not think that I am killing him, so I am doing a bad deed, I am going to get a bad karma, I will not do it. Similarly, you have to go to school. You cannot say I am walking on the road, I am stamping on a lot of insects, so I am killing them, so I will not go to school. That's not correct. Why are we stamping on those things? You are not purposefully looking where the ants are there or the insects are there and stamping on them. What are you doing? You are trying to do your karma of going to school and studying. In the process, certain things can happen unmindfully. Here, purpose is also important. So that it won't get you a bad karma. But some feel that will also give a bad karma, and then they feel that we should not do anything. Second feels doing as prescribed Veda, as said in Vedas, that is a part, and we should do it, and it does not matter, and we should not give it up. So doing as per the scriptures is what is important. For Harshit, not Harshit, Dikshit. Dikshit?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Nishchayam shinu me tatra tyage bharata sattama त्यागो हि पुरुष व्यग्रह व्यग्रह त्रिविध संप्रकीर्तिता. Translation. O best of Bharatas, now hear my judgment about renunciation. O type among men, renunciation is declared in the scriptures to be of three kinds. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
So now here Krishna started explaining about renunciation of what is renunciation. So, O best of Bharatas, now hear my judgment about renunciation. So Krishna is going to tell what is renunciation. What I occur amongst men. Renunciation is declared in the scriptures to be of three kinds. So he's telling there are three kinds of renunciation. Yeah. Jitesh, will you read this? Jitesh? Hare Krishna.
यज्ञदानातपकर्माणा त्याजं कार्यम् एव तात यज्ञोदानं तपश्चैव पावनानि मनीषाः. Translation. Acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance are not to be given up. They must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance. It means Krishna said there are three varieties of renunciation. Those three are sacrifice, charity, and penance. You know what these are, no? Sacrifice means giving up whatever at some loss to us. That means charity means after we have everything at our comfort, giving up the excess is charity. And sacrifice means at the cost of our service, giving it. Suppose you take a tiffin box to the school. Your friend did not bring tiffin box. So what you do is, okay, come, let us share. Let us eat half of. That is sacrifice. And suppose you take a tiffin box and that day you are not hungry for some reason, you are not hungry. Giving it is a charity. And penance, you all know what is penance, are not to be given up. These things should not be given up. They must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the greater souls. That means even the great souls should not think that we are already great. We need not do anything. Even they have to do all the three things. Six. Harshit, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
एतानि अपि तु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानीति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मतम् उत्तमम्. All these activities should be performed without attachment or any expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty, O son of Pritha. That is my final opinion. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. All these activities should be performed without attachment to any expected results. That is, we should not, we have talked about this now. This is sannyasi. That is, the result is should not be, if you do it for a result, it becomes kami karma. So they should be performed as a matter of duty. O son of Partha, that is my final opinion. So Krishna is giving his final opinion saying that all these activities should be done as a sacrifice. That means whatever results comes out of that, we should not think that we are doing it. That kind of a thought should never be there. No attachment to the activities one does. We should do it as a duty. No expectation of the results. That means you have to study the way your teacher has asked, the way your parents has told. But you should not think that because I have studied well, I have to get first rank. You work for the first rank, but you should not study for getting the first rank. That first rank will automatically come as a byproduct. Because if you study for the first rank, nothing wrong in it. But what happens is, if you don't, there can be, it's not that you are less, there can be somebody else who is better than you, or that moment they must have written better. So what will happen? You will develop grudge on them, you will develop anger on them, or you will develop disappointment on yourself, and then next time you won't feel like studying. So the result should always be a byproduct. It should not be the main thing. Our purpose of doing the work should not be for the result. No attachment to the activity or result. Then here the question is, if you have no attachment to the work, no attachment to the result, why should we do? We lose interest in it, no? If we want to get the first rank, we have some fighting spirit. And something that if I don't do anything, I will not get any bad karma. That is, but why we have to do is, doing our karma in the right way, in the correct procedure, that will purify us. That means daily morning getting up, taking bath, doing chanting for some time, praying God, studying, going to school, that will give you a sort of discipline. The discipline, what will do, it will purify you, in the sense it will put you in the right direction. In future, Krishna, so that is the reason for doing all this. And so from now onwards, Krishna is going to use the word sannyasi and tyagi together wherever mixed. So whenever the word sannyasi or tyagi is used, we should take it as a renunciation only. Yeah. Rohan? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandavat Pranam. Shloka 18.7. Niyatasya tu sannyasa karmanopapadyate mohatasya parityagas tamasa prakritiha. Translation: prescribed duties should never be renounced if one works his prescribed duties because of illusion. Such renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna Mataji Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
Prescribed duties should never be renounced. That means whatever duty we are supposed to do, we should never give it up. That means a student should never stop studying. Similarly, a gruhastu should never stop earning or taking care of his family. If one gives up his prescribed duties because of illusion, what illusion? They'll think that if I do my duty, I might get some bad karma. See, by doing all this, I might be harming somebody. So I'll not do anything. I'll just sit idle. Such renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance, that is in tamoguna. Only lazy people, escapists who want to get rid of all this, they will only think all this. So here Krishna is talking about renunciation or tyaga in ignorance. So giving up nitya karma should never be done. This will be normally happen because of lack of spiritual knowledge. Nitya karma will elevate our knowledge and make us practice it. Improve our knowledge due to the practice. 8. Pushkar? Hare Krishna, Pushkar?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dukkam ityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayat tyajat sakratva rajsanam tyagam naiva tyaga palam labhet. Translation: anyone who gives up
Prescribed duties
prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear of bodily discomfort is said to have renounced in the mode of passion. Such action never leads to the elevation of the renunciation.
Renunciation. Anyone who gives up prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear of bodily discomfort is said to have renounced in the mode of passion. That means, till now we have been studying that it is very important to do the prescribed duties. That means, as a student, you have to study. You have to develop. This discipline. Like, and to be a good student, to lead a right life as a student, we have to obviously get up early in the morning, and then do little exercise or whatever, and then study. But that's the most difficult thing, getting up in the morning and then studying. So here, what is difficulty? The bodily discomfort is what is causing us the difficult. So because of the fear of the body discomfort, we stop doing our prescribed duty as troublesome, because it is troublesome. So we give up that. So, okay, if not in the morning, I'll study in the afternoon, I'll study in the evening, I'll study late night. Such action leads to the elevation of renunciation. That means that is something what we are not supposed to do. So a student, a student has to behave like a student only, get up in the morning, study, and he should always work for improving of his knowledge. And a gruhastu, a family man, has to work for the family. And a devotee, a sannyasi, also he should do his prescribed duties. Everybody will have different prescribed duties. Like, you cannot compare your lifestyle with your parents' lifestyle. They will have a different lifestyle. Your lifestyle will be different. So whatever lifestyle we are supposed to is meant for us. That is meant for us means is prescribed for us in the scriptures. One has to follow them. Otherwise, it is said that we are in the mode of passion. That means we are not ready for the bodily discomfort. Yeah. Sloka 9, who will read? Rohan or Dikshit? I think you have to read this. Hare Krishna. Dikshit, are you there? Harshit, carry on. You read it. No, I read it.
Karyam iti eva yat karma niyatam kriyate Arjuna sangam tyaktva phalam chaiva satyaga satviko mataha. O Arjuna, when one performs a prescribed duty only because it ought to be done and renounces all material association and all attachment to the fruit, his renunciation is said to be in the mode of goodness. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. O Arjuna, when one performs his prescribed duty only because it ought to be done and renounces all material association and all attachment to the fruit means result, his renunciation is said to be in the mode of goodness. That means here we have discussed the three modes of renunciation. So this is the mode of goodness, that is Sattva Guna. So when we do something, when we do our prescribed duty, because we have to do, because at this age we have to study. We should not say, I will not study, I will go and work. That's wrong. You should study at this age. So that way we have to do our duty and renounce all material association. That means we are not bothered whether you live in a bungalow or you go to the school in a big car or in a bus or in a car. Our duty is to go to school. So our aim should be going to school, not on the comforts. And all attachments we have to renounce all the material association and attachment to the results. His renunciation is said to be in the mode of goodness. If you do such things, if you do our duty, if our concentration is on the work what we are supposed to do and not on the material attachments or on the material comfort, then we are said to be in the mode of goodness. Yeah, 1810. Pushkar? Yeah, Rohan, read. Where do you go? Suddenly you go off somewhere? Then.
Mataji, current has gone, Mataji.
Okay, okay, no problem. Hare Krishna, read. Pushkar, not Pushkar. Rohan. Or Dikshit, one of you read.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Sloka 18.10. Na dvesti akusalam karma kushalena anusajjate tyagi sattva samavisto medhavi chinna samsayah. Translation: the intelligent renouncer, situated in the mode of goodness, neither hateful of inauspicious work nor attached to auspicious work, has no doubts about work. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The intelligent renouncer, situated in the mode of goodness, neither hateful of inauspicious work nor attached to auspicious work, has no doubts about work. That means here Krishna is talking about a tyagi. Auspicious means, here auspicious means it is not, the meaning what we should take is causing, giving pleasure to our body. Inauspicious means giving discomfort to the body. So he does not bother, whether he only bothers about the work he is supposed to do, his duty as a is prescribed. He only bothers about the prescribed duty. He does not bother about whether the work is giving him comfort or discomfort. Whether in summer it might be very comfortable to take bath, cold water bath, because as per scriptures one has to take cold water bath in the morning. So in the summer he'll be very happy to take cold water bath, whereas in winter he will have a lot of difficult. He really won't bother. He knows that I am supposed to take bath with cold water. I will take. That's all. It won't matter for him what the bodily comfort or discomfort is there. Here, he does not differentiate between the comforts and discomfort. His only aim is doing the prescribed duty. So then he will have no doubts on his work. Should I do this? Should I not do this? How will it be if I have that? If I don't have that, that kind of doubts he will not have anymore. Yeah, Dikshit, you read this. Hare Krishna, Dikshit.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Shloka 11. Nahi deha bhrita satyam yaktam karmani asesatah yastu karma phala tyagi satyagiti abhidhyati. Translation: it is indeed impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities, but he who renounced the fruits of action is called one who has truly renounced. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
It is indeed impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities. But he who renounces the fruits of action is called one who has truly renounced. See, here the doubt is when I have to renounce the work, when the result of the work, why I should do the work itself is the doubt many one of us would get. So, but it is impossible to give up the action, because what action can we give up? Can we give up eating? Can we give up sleeping? These are also action. See, one might think a lazy person, a person in ignorance will think, anyway, I have to give up all the actions, I have to give up everything. Then why all this? Why should I do all this? That is not correct. How many things can you avoid? You cannot. As a lazy person, you might avoid doing certain things for a few days. That's all. Later, you cannot avoid. You have to do, because as a human being, as we know, our soul is very active. Soul can never be idle or dull. So the moment our soul is active and the soul is inside the body, if you just keep the body idle like that for some days, very soon you will go bad. Something you will become very impatient, and then you cannot stay like that. So you will have to do. And even that, how much of action can we stop doing? Can we stop eating? Can we stop sleeping? Can we stop taking bath? Minimum things at least we have to do, no? At least the bad karma which we are thinking, anyway, I'm not getting the result. If I do, I'll get a bad karma. Why should I do? What will happen? You will lose the, at least you will have to do this also. There also you can get a bad karma. So that kind of a thought is not correct. We should be doing action only. Yeah, 12. Pushkar?
Yes, Mataji.
Hmm.
Anastamistam misram cha trividham karmana palam bhavatya atyayaginam titya natu sanisinyam kvach. The translation: for one who is not renounced the threefold fruits of action, desirable, undesirable, and mixed, accrue after death, but those who are in the renounced order of life have no such result to suffer or enjoy.
Correct. For one who is not renounced, the three fruits of action, desirable, undesirable, and mixed, after the death. But those who are in the renounced order of life have no such result to suffer or enjoy. This is what is very important. See, if you desirable, undesirable, mixed means like you lead a very ignorant life, very bad life. What will happen? You are going to, just by sitting, you should not think that we are going, I'm not incurring any karma, bad karma. You are going to get bad karma. You will get bad karma. And because of that, you will go to hell. Undesirable means desirable is you will go to heaven. Undesirable means the destiny what we don't want. That is hell. We will go to hell. Mixed means we will get a life on the material earth. That means we can be born like any living being. So it's a mixture. That means the moment we take a life, it can be happiness, it can be sad. So, but those who are in renounced order of life, if you are in the right order of life, you will not suffer like that, and you will only be elevated. Till now, Krishna described how one can be relieved from bondage. He was telling you have to do your prescribed duty, do it as a karma, do it as an offering to Krishna. You will be relieved from the bondage. Krishna has been telling. Now, Krishna is telling that you have to do it as he's talking about the reactions of the work what we are going to do. How can we claim the we cannot say that a karma yogi is totally free from bondage as he works with the mood that Krishna is the doer. So here we have to be very cautious that we should not think that that means a renounced order of life have no such results, because if we have a renounced order of life, we know that we are not the doer. It is the Krishna who is the doer. And so as he works in that mood, that Krishna is the doer, he will not do any bad things, because all of us know that Krishna will never suggest us to do bad things. So here we have to be very clear that we are only desiring the modes, the Prakriti, the Supreme Lord. They are the ones which is making us do. We have to be very clear on this understanding. This understanding is in the next 5 slokas, that is from 13th to 17th. So here a knowledgeable person will think that I'm only desiring. So let me desire something good, not desire something bad. Whereas, and it is Krishna who is making me do the Prakriti which is felicitating me, and the modes which are making me do. Okay, that knowledge is very important. 13th sloka. Who is ready? Rohan? Rohan?
Yes, Mataji.
Read.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Sloka 18.13. Panchaitani Mahabaho. Karnani Niboda me Sankhye Kritante Proktane Siddhe Sarva Kramanam. Translation. O mighty armed Arjuna, according to the Vedanta, there are 5 causes for the accomplishment of all actions. Now learn of these from me. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. O mighty armed Arjuna, according to the Vedanta, there are 5 causes for accomplishment of all action. Now learn of these 5 from me. He is talking about the 5-fold action now. Yeah. Dikshit, read. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Sloka 18.14. Adhisthanam tatah karta karanam cha pravidham vividascha prakriti cheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam. Translation. The place of action, the body, the performer, the various senses, the many different kinds of endeavor, and ultimately the super soul. These are 5 factors of action. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
All this we all know. The 5-fold action, the action, that is the place of action. That is, what is the place of action? That is the kshetram, the doer, the consciousness of the material body. And that means we are misidentifying ourselves as the body. Okay, and the performer, that means the instrument of the action. The various senses, that means efforts executed by the life aids, and then many different kinds of endeavors, and ultimately the super soul are the 5 factors of action. So all these other, we studied this, no? Kshetram, Kshetrajna, all those things. He's just repeating all those things. Next, Harshit, read.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Shariravan manobhir yat karma bharabhate naraha nainam va viparitam va panchaite tasya he tavaha. Translation. Whatever right or wrong action a man performs by body, mind, or speech is caused by these 5 factors. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Whatever right or wrong action a man performs by mind, by body, mind, or speech is caused by the above 5 factors. That is the kshetram, the consciousness, the material body, or the misidentification of the body or the instruments of the action, that is our sense organs, and efforts executed by the life force and by the super source. So whatever we are doing is done by these 5 factors. Yeah, 16. Pushkar? Hare Krishna, Pushkar. Are you there, Pushkar? Yeah, one of you read last 2 slokas. Any one of you can read.
Hare, can I read Mataji?
Yeah, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, Sloka 18.16. Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tuya pasyatya akrita buddhitvan nasa pasyati durmate. Translation. Therefore, one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering the 5 factors, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
Therefore, one who thinks himself as a doer, not considering the 5 factors, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. See, after studying Bhagavad Gita, after learning all this also, now we have come to the final chapter. But even now, when something happens good, we think we have done it. The best example is you study hard and get very good marks in the school. What do you think? For immediate, what comes into your mind is, I studied, I did well, I got very good marks. Daddy, what are you giving me? Mommy, what are you cooking for me? This is what you are going to talk. But we should not forget that we are not the ultimate. If you got good marks and if you have improved your knowledge, just see how many things, how many factors have influenced you getting the good marks. So you have to go to school. That means there must be a person who has built a school. And to build a school, how many things must have facilitated him is one thing. Then there must be a teacher. So the teacher also contributed. The teacher must have worked very hard. And a father, your father who is paying you fees to go to the school, and your mother who is facilitating you all to go to the school, study well, and because of which only you are able to go to the school. All these things are there. And you are eating food very daily happily. Where is the food coming? The food is not just falling down like that. The food, a farmer has to grow the food, and then the food has to be transported to your place. All these things are happening. See how many things are facilitated so that you got good marks in the school. So it is not just a single person's efforts to achieve success in any activity. That knowledge we should never forget. That is very important. We think we earn the best, but it is not we. It is a cumulative effect. And finally, the desire, the facilitation by the super soul Krishna. 16th sloka talks more. This is a doer's mentality. That means who thinks that I am doing it, I am the ultimate, it is all because of me. That mentality. Okay, last sloka for today. Who is reading? Harshit?
Hare
Harshit?
Krishna Mataji.
Harshit, yeah.
यस्य न हंकृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि स इमान् लोकान् न हन्ति न निबध्यते. One who is not motivated by false ego, whose intelligence is not entangled, though he kills men in this world, does not kill, nor he is bound by his actions. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. One who is not motivated by false ego. Previously, Krishna in the previous sloka, Krishna talked about the doers mentality. Here he is talking about the non-doers mentality. That means who knows that it is not we who is doing, it is somebody else who is making us do it because of certain other things we are doing it. And who is not motivated by false ego, that means when we get a good results, we should not develop a false ego. I have done it. Whose intelligence is not entangled, that means his thought should not be think, I have done it. Although he kills, see here, Krishna has taken the example of killing somebody. Why? Because all this is happening in a war field where Arjuna did not want to kill anybody. So Krishna has taken the example of killing. Though he kills men in the world, that means a person kills Krishna, somebody, he really does not kill, nor he is bound by his actions. If he is doing the same work, that means a soldier killing in the war, the result does not come to him. The same soldier comes to the city and then kills a neighbor with the same gun, he will be punished because here it is not his duty. A policeman can beat somebody when he is doing something wrong on the road, but the same policeman cannot come home and beat his wife. If he beats, he will be punished. So what we are doing, where we are doing, the purpose behind the mindset with which we are doing is what is important. We should be with the mindset that we are the soul and we are the servant of Gopi Bhakta. The 5 doers are doing, we are not doing. This is the knowledge what we should have. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here.